Musumeci, who is #1 in the world, light featherweight black belt division, 20 years old, a Phenom. Mikey, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
A lot of people, your sister Tammy is also a world champion. A lot of people mistake you guys for twins. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
She's 2 years older than me, and but we look like the same age. Sometimes I look older than her, so they think she's younger or they think we're twins.
Do you think, I mean, you've seen a lot in wrestling, Terry Brands, Tom Brands, there were the Steiner brothers in Iowa, there were the Bannock brothers back in Iowa, there are tons, even Hoffa Mendez, Guy Mendez. A lot of brother tandems do well. In this case, you have a sister. Has that been an advantage to always have a body you can train with, a brain you can bounce off? Has that been an advantage?
Yeah, for sure, because it's consistent. Like, she's consistent. Like, a lot of people, they have good training partners and drilling partners, but they're never consistent. Like, you can't rely on them. If you're living in the house with the same person, like, every day, then they're consistent, they're reliable.
You've been training since you were how old?
4 years old.
Since you were 4 years old. Why did your parents at such a young age decide you needed to be in martial arts, jiu-jitsu in particular?
They didn't decide, we decided we wanted to do it because my dad did a lot of Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu, and I watched him do it, and I wanted to do it, and my sister wanted to do it, so we both asked our parents to do it, and they let us do it. So we've been training since we were young.
How frequently would you train at that age?
I would train more as a hobby with friends. Like, I had a lot of friends from school that also trained when I was little, and I would train about 3 to 4 days a week.
Were you a natural at the sport?
I was one of the lazy kids in class that would talk too much and would have to do push-ups. Like, when I would talk too much, I was always very smart, like learning techniques. I would learn really fast, but I wouldn't say natural because I just did it for fun,
Do you think if coaches, if really good coaches, jiu-jitsu coaches, had seen you when you were 7, 8, 9, 10, that they would have seen you and thought, this kid and his sister are future champions, future world champions? Did you have that written all over you?
When I was 10 years old, for sure. By 10, for sure, because I liked how I was training was different than when I was younger. Like, I was already obsessed with jiu-jitsu, watching videos, watching so much videos, and just training and just studying techniques every day.
What's the point at which you thought, I'm going to be a black belt world champion? What was the moment? Was it a tournament win? Was it something in practice or in training you tapped somebody? What was the moment where you thought, you knew, I am going to be a black belt world champion?
I would say when I was about 10 years old, I was watching the Worlds, and I was watching, and I just loved every second of what I was watching. And I would always, anytime I watched a video of a technique or anything, I would have a stuffed animal that was the same size as me, and I would drill on the stuffed animal and just keep trying to learn more and more. And when I watched the Worlds, I was like, I want to do that. I want to win black belt worlds.